Okay, so you're talking about roller coasters with your friend, and they bring up the best coaster manufacturer. What do you think of? Maybe RMC? B&M? What about Togo?
Wait a minute!
Okay, fine, maybe not Togo. The point is, there seems to be a pretty clear-cut consensus of what manufacturers are good, bad, weird, really bad, and more. But there isn't really an agreed-upon answer for questions like, which is better, RMC or Intamin? Or Gravity Group versus GCI? So today I will answer those burning questions and even try and rank the manufacturers. So, unpopular opinions check. Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. The holidays are coming to a close and what I wished for this year is 200 subscribers before 2021 hits. So if you like roller coasters just as much as me, or just find my videos entertaining, consider subscribing for weekly, kinda funny videos all about amusement and theme parks. Every single sub helps the channel out, and if you do end up subscribing, be sure to tell me that down below. I always read and try to respond to every single comment. And with my spiel out of the way, let's get into the video. So, let's start off with the defunct manufacturers. And I'm gonna fly through these so we can get to the good stuff sooner. Togo, they went bankrupt in 2001, probably one of the best things to happen to the industry. Their restraints suck and their transitions are god-awful. Din, they're rough, boring, and just not good. Blech. Easily the worst winning manufacturer. Giovanola, everyone loves to hate on them, but I don't really see why. Now, I have not ridden Titan or Goliath, their two main coasters, but they don't look that bad. It's basically a B&M Hyper without any airtime and the worst mid-course in the world. Okay, fine, I guess they're pretty bad. Aerodynamics. This company pretty much shaped the amusement industry we all know and love today. They also made some legendary rides like X2 and Magnum, and I guess Loch Ness Monster and Tennessee Tornado were good, but most of the other ones are just unoriginal, boring, rough, bad transitions, and so much more. Schwarzkopf. They look like they make some decent, basic, forceful coasters. This ranks just above Aero because they are a lot more consistent, and even though I'm all for intensity, I don't really see why some people place this company really high. However, they are intense, like I said, and always pretty good. PTC. PTC is the Schwarzkopf of wooden coasters. You're always getting a solid ride, and many have basic, forceful layouts. I rank PTC ahead of Schwarzkopf just because, while Schwarzkopf has a lot of positive forces, PTC has negative forces, which means airtime. Especially some of their rides, like Phoenix and Comet, give standing ejector, and it is amazing. Lastly, CCI is a wooden coaster manufacturer. They've built some crazy elite rides, like Ghost Rider, Boulder Dash, and okay, that's it, but still. They don't have any bad rides, which makes them a solid and pretty average manufacturer. Okay, thank you so much to everyone who made it through those, and now for how I rank the operating manufacturers. Coming in at the bottom spot is Golden Horse. This is a Chinese manufacturer, and I don't really know that much about them, but maybe that's a good thing, because they have knockoff rides, they look super low quality, and super janky, and so if you ever plan on riding one of these, please be careful. Skyline. Calling them a coaster manufacturer is debatable, because all of their rides literally look like flat rides. There really isn't much to be said here, but Skyline, not that good. Zamperla is mostly known for kiddie coasters, but they do have a Thunderbolt model which looks not bad. I would actually be excited if I got the chance to ride one of these, something that cannot be said for some of their other models. Mauer. Mauer just makes a few models, but they're all pretty decent. Spinning coasters, X-Car coasters, and that. I've ridden a Mauer spinner in Laugh Track and it was pretty good. Lots of spins. Wow, a spinning coaster that spins? Dang. And the funhouse theming really added to the experience. Now, I know that not all spinners have this added theming, but Laugh Track was top 5 in Hershey Park for me. So yeah, I know, go hate on that in the comments, but Hollywood Riptide Rocket is the only X-Car I've been on, and that was actually decent, and I've never ridden a Sky Loop, and to be honest, besides Abysmo, they look kinda lame. Like, come on, it's pretty much a super loop. Next up we have Zero. This company mostly makes kiddie coasters, so why are they this high? Zero has actually made 3 thrill coasters, I know, a whopping 3, so many, and they don't look bad. I've heard good things about Wicked and Impulse, and Verbolten is one of my favorite family coasters. But I can't rank Zero any higher if those are their only good rides. Chance Morgan, literally the definition of mediocre. Excluding Phantom's Revenge, which is pure heaven, the rides are pretty meh. Steel Dragon 2000 is arguably the worst Giga, but I can't make fun of this ride too much because it's still a Giga, so it's gonna be good no matter what people say. Their hypers, at least the ones in the US, are generally regarded as slow and weak, so those are all the Morgan complaints. What else does this company make? Oh yeah, all the Chance Ride stuff. We don't talk about that. Vekoma. If you had told me 5 years ago that Vekoma would have made the top 10 manufacturers in the world, I would have laughed in your face, and so would every other enthusiast with a brain. Wow, that's kind of harsh. Geez, Vekoma couldn't have been that bad. Trust me, they sucked. And the worst thing of all is that they were everywhere. If a park couldn't afford a B&M, guess what they would get? Yikes. But the reason why Vekoma manages to crack my top 10 was because of their recent additions and the direction they seem to be headed. They have recently gotten into the launch coaster market with most notably Formula and Let Coaster, and they are showing no signs of stopping. Everyone now seems to be watching Vekoma, and many can't wait for one to finally come to the US. Coming in at number 9 is Premier Rides. This manufacturer specializes in launch coasters, and they're all pretty decent, especially rides like West Coast Racers, Full Throttle, and the Skyrocket 2s. Well, let me clarify. The ones without the comfort collars. SeaWorld. What were you thinking? Why would you put those there if you don't need them? They're like a cage. It is so hard to get in and out of the train with those things flopping in your way. You don't even need them. And on the turns, your shoulder flies into them and your neck gets like a big bruise. And it's... Okay, just kidding. They're not that bad, but I mean, why? And also, I don't know why some people don't think this, but Premier launches are forceful. Not Intamin or S&S forceful, but not Mac either. Like, they're good, pretty powerful launches. Gerstlauer comes in at number 8. This and Premier are super close in quality, but the reason I have Gerstlauer ahead is that, they look better. Oh, no, it's not that. Their specialties are the Eurofighter and the Infinity models, that's why. These rides incorporate everything, and it is great. The vertical lift hills are awesome, the inversions can give some really good hang time, there is occasionally the rare pop of airtime, we have some forceful launches, and finally, the Beyond Vertical Drop. I don't know why, but these things are amazing. I probably love them a little too much, but it is just such a unique feeling diving under yourself, getting that straight ejector. I love it. And a whole manufacturer basically dedicated to that definitely deserves a spot at number 8. Mac Rides is interesting. I haven't been on a whole lot of their attractions, but ones like Helix at Leesburg and Copperhead Strike look like a lot of fun. A common complaint with Mac is that their launches are very forceless, which means that you don't really feel that kick like you do with a hydraulic launch, and for this reason I can't really rank them any higher. They also make power splashes which look super mediocre in the Extreme Spinner. I'm gonna be honest, without the Extreme Spinner, I don't think Mac would rank this high at number 7. But it does, because Time Traveler looks amazing, and I'm not even gonna start about the other Time Traveler, which looks like it has the potential to be a top 10 ride in Europe. Oh yeah, and they also make hypers too. Those look good. Gravity Group. Okay, the reason why Gravity Group isn't ranked as high as others may want it to be is that I haven't ridden a Gravity Group. I know. And I really want to experience some of their insane rides like the Voyage, Hades 360, Mind Blower, Zip and Pippin, Boardwalk Bullet. Okay, wow, come to think of it, that is pretty insane, and that is the reason why when writing this script, I actually switched Mac and Gravity Group. Gravity Group is also pretty well known for their family coasters like Kentucky Flyer, and these are known for packing a big thrill in a smaller ride. GCI is coming in at number 5, and I feel like GCI, or Great Coasters International, is a very respected manufacturer in the community. However, it's sometimes given some criticism for their lack of variety. They only have one model, the wooden coaster with lots of twists and turns and some occasional airtime thrown in. And unlike with the Gravity Group, I've actually ridden 3 GCIs. And before everyone gets their hopes up, one of them was not Mystic Timbers. In fact, the 3 I've ridden are considered to be the worst 3 GCIs, or at least down there. These are Invader, Lightning Racer, and Wildcat. So Ishan, if those are the 3 GCIs you've ridden, why are they ranked this high? Well, this summer, I rode Invader, right? And I don't know what Busch Gardens did to that thing, but it was hauling and it was kind of insane. That experience made me appreciate GCI a whole lot more, and I can only imagine what that would feel like on a larger scale, like Gold Striker or Renegade. Okay, now for the top 4, and hate me for this, but coming in at number 4 is B&M. I know, this has gotta be like the only one of these lists where B&M is not in the top 3, but let me explain. B&M, for the most part, always delivers a solid ride which is usually very smooth and reliable. They usually also pull decent forces, both positive and negative. But they just don't innovate. Well, I guess they kind of do it with the Surf Coaster, but I mean, not really. Plus, all their rides start to feel the same. I've ridden 5 B&M inverts, and by the 5th, 4th, and even 3rd one, you better believe it felt repetitive. So, maybe B&M's individual rides aren't that unique, but what about the models, Ishan? Those are unique. And sure, they are different experiences. There is no doubt that a wing is very different from a Giga. However, the layouts feel the same. For example, if you put a floorless train on Wild Eagle, you literally get Hydra. Same goes for if you put an inverted train on Riddler's Revenge. That's called Alpengeist. And I know that they're not exactly the same, but that's not really the point. So, who dare dethrone B&M's 3rd place spot? It is none other than S&S Sensei, and here is my reasoning. Number 1, I love launches, and S&S, in my opinion, makes the best ones. I mean, just look at that power. Zoom! Okay, that was weird. Number 2, they innovate. It seems like just yesterday that they released the Axis Coaster, and it was a pretty revolutionary concept. Reason number 3, I think that their rides are vastly more diverse than B&M. We have Axis Coasters, El Locos, 40 free spins, big 40 free spins, launch coasters, hypers, even woodies, and that. Okay, what is that? Okay. My 4th and final reason why S&S is better than B&M is that they are affordable. Parks can get a ride without having a financial disaster. Even Six Flags gets rides from S&S, so I hope you guys understand my reasoning, but if you don't, then leave a comment down below. And finally, we are down to our top 2. And I think most enthusiasts already know what these 2 manufacturers are. These are Intamin Amusement Rides and RMC. I kept going back and forth between these 2, and in the end, I eventually settled on Intamin taking the 2nd place spot. Intamin is a fairly expensive company, but this is because their products are very high quality, and although they do have their reliability issues, I mean, Top Thrill Dragster is literally down half the day, Intamin is still a great company. Their portfolio of attractions and coasters is probably the biggest out of any manufacturer on this list, for better or for worse. Rocky Mountain Construction, or RMC, is a fairly new manufacturer that arrived on the scene back in 2011 with New Texas Giant. This company basically has 3 models: hybrids, woodies, and single rail coasters. They are all incredibly intense and most have great pacing. RMC is probably most well known for their ejector airtime, and you can pretty much feel it right through the POV. Sprinkle in some world-class inversions, and yeah, we have some pretty good rides. Like S&S, and unlike Intamin, RMC is pretty affordable, and even Six Flags works with them. I know, even Six Flags. RMCs are also pretty reliable, and correct me if I'm wrong, but every single RMC is top 100 in the world worthy, so all of this combined makes for a manufacturer worthy of my number 1 spot. Well, that's it for today's video. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to smash that subscribe button for more weekly content. Trust me, you won't want to miss out on any more videos. Goodbye everyone, and I'll see you all next time.